Which sentence has an incorrect form of a verb? Verbs tell us a lot about when a sentence takes place. For example, I went tells us this event took place in the past. I go tells us it's happening currently. I will go happens in the future, etc. With this in mind, let's go through our choices and see if the verb tenses match up with when their sentences are taking place. A. Sentence 1. If you follow luxury resorts or travel influencers on Instagram, odds are good that you've seen at least one floating breakfast. The first verb in our sentence, follow, is in the present tense, which makes sense as you would be currently following these influencers. The second verb, you've seen, is in the past, which also makes sense, as if you're following these influencers, you've probably already seen, in the past, a floating breakfast. As everything is in place here, this choice can be marked as incorrect. B. Sentence 2. In case you're not familiar with them, here's what to know. They're your typical upscale hotel room service breakfast, think toast, fruit, coffee, and the like, served in a pool or hot tub instead of in bed. Our verbs here, are, as in you are, and is, as in here is, are in the present tense, which makes sense as the author is explaining to us what a floating breakfast is right now. Served is written in the past passive tense. The breakfast is served, which is correct, as it's something being done to the breakfast. As all is in place here, this can be marked as incorrect. C. Sentence 6. Nearly everyone agrees that the trend begun in Bali, although no specific resort seems to get the credit for coming up with the idea first. This sentence presents a problem with the word begun. The word begin has three forms: begin in the present, began in the past, and begun, which is also past but also passive, and it's always used with a helping word such as have, has, or had. For example, the ball had begun by the time the princess arrived. Because there's no helping word here, just begun, we can see that this is incorrect. The correct form in this sentence would be began, as in the trend began in Bali. As this is an incorrect form of a verb, this is likely our answer, but we can take a look at choice D just to be sure. D. Sentence 7. While these breakfasts have become more common on resort menus over the last 5 years, the coronavirus pandemic has made them more popular than ever, as hotel guests are avoiding buffets and communal dining rooms. Have become is in the present perfect tense, which is used to describe something that started in the past and continues to the present, which we see is the case here with the floating breakfast's popularity. Has made is also in the present perfect, following through with the beginning of our sentence, and is fitting for the same reason that have become is. Are avoiding, on the other hand, is in the present progressive, which is used to describe something that is currently happening. Again, this makes sense as the author is describing how the coronavirus is currently affecting guests. As all the tenses in this sentence are correct, we can mark this choice off and mark choice C as our final answer.